Monaco Grand Prix, 5 years ago. Satoshi takes the checkered flag, a young champion at the peak of the world. The crowd roars. The trophy is his. He is 27, unbeatable and untouchable, but in Parc Fermé, FIA inspectors find a device hidden inside the fuel system, a cheat sensor.
This is impossible. I didn't cheat. Someone put that there.
Within the hour, his victory is voided. The accusations are swift and public.
5-year ban, effective immediately. Your results are expunged.
The great Satoshi, a cheat. Good riddance.
Banished. His sponsors gone, his name ruined. He walks out of the paddock. His career in ashes. He wouldn't speak a word of defense that day. He couldn't. The world had already decided 5 years later. The world had forgotten him, but he never forgot. Present day. A Japanese endurance paddock. Satoshi works under a false name, his face now marked by a thin scar and cold eyes. A television hanging in the garage shows Tetsuya celebrating another victory. Satoshi's hands stop.
5 years. They still call me a cheat. Tetsuya still stands where I should be.
His phone rings. An unknown number. He hesitates, then answers.
Satoshi, is it you? I know who you are. I need a driver for Spa. One race.
A backmarker team. A trap or a chance. Why me? I am a banned driver. A pariah.
Because you are the only one who can still drive faster than anyone I've seen. And I am desperate.
Spa. I'll be there.
A week later, in a cramped office, Satoshi shook hands with Luca. The deal was done. He was going back. Spa-Francorchamps. Rain fell in thin sheets, mist clinging to the pit buildings. Satoshi stepped out of the transporter, the smell of wet tarmac flooding his senses. He pulled on the deep navy race suit, the sponsor patches unfamiliar and cheap, helmet under his arm. He stared into the garage.
5 years to get back here. Not for redemption. For something else entirely.
Inside the underfunded garage, Luca and a handful of mechanics worked on a car that looked years behind the leaders.
It isn't much, but she's reliable. We might not fight for points, but you can still show them what you've got.
I am not here to show off, Luca. I am here to remind them I exist.
Then a familiar arrogance cut through the rain. Tetsuya emerged from his champion's garage, eyes locking onto the ghost he thought he'd buried.
A ghost in a jalopy. You think anyone will forget you were banned for cheating? You are pathetic.
He knows. Or maybe he's just afraid. The truth will surface, and when it does, his world will shatter. Say what you want. The track will speak louder than either of us.
The night before Monaco, 5 years ago, a shadow moved inside Satoshi's garage, fingers working fast, a cheat sensor planted.
Nobody will ever trace it to me. Satoshi will be destroyed.
For 5 years, Satoshi searched. He tracked down the engineer who had disappeared, found him in a remote mountain town.
I planted it under Tetsuya's orders. I have the proof. I'll confess anything to clear my conscience.
30 minutes before race start, Satoshi entered the FIA office, calm as steel.
This recording holds the truth about Monaco. I ask only that you listen before it's too late.
I can't promise anything for today, but I will review it.
Qualifying. Satoshi wrestled the underdog car through the wet track, finding limits where none should exist.
11th. Not enough. But it will do.
Pole position. Tetsuya's team cheered, but Satoshi had already planted something far more dangerous than a sensor. The lights went green. Spa erupted in a wall of spray. The first corner, La Source, a blind gamble in the rain.
Survive the first lap, then strike.
He threaded through the spray, dodging a spinning midfield car, and picked up his first place. Rain worsened. Teams called for intermediate tires. Satoshi stayed out a lap longer, finding grip on worn wets.
Box now. Box now. Inters ready.
On fresh inters, he launched down Kemmel, picking off 2 more cars with late braking precision.
The car feels alive. I can push harder.
By lap 10, he was 6th. The cockpit a sauna of concentration. Rain plastering his visor. But in the murk, a red-white flash was already a distant memory. Tetsuya was now nearly half a minute ahead.
Why is my engineer telling me someone is catching? Nobody can touch me in the wet.
Lap 12. Through the mist, Satoshi carved past a green Williams at Lake Holmes, his cold eyes unwavering.
3 years to find that engineer. 3 years of silence and fake names. I didn't crawl back to lose.
A rain-soaked alley in Yokohama 2 years ago. Satoshi cornered Harada. The engineer broke down. Confession whispered,
Engineer says someone's charging through the field. Let them. They'll run out of talent before I run out of lead.
Next lap, Blanchimont. Satoshi lunged past a Ferrari, tires screaming for grip. His team held their breath.
P4, Sato, P4. Keep this pace. We might just see something impossible.
Impossible. They said that about my return. But I've done impossible things before.
The rain began to ease. Pale light broke through clouds. The track dried in patches, and with it, his tire graining worsened.
Graining already. I have to cool them, but I can't give up the charge.
15 laps in. P4. The gap to the leader still vast, but the crowd began to murmur a name they thought buried. Lap 16. Through Puhon, Satoshi attacked the third-place McLaren, braking impossibly late and sliding past on the exit. 2 laps later, he dived inside the Mercedes at the bus stop chicane, seizing second place. The underdog now hunted the lead.
My engineer's voice is shaking. Satoshi is P2. That cheat in a back marker. This can't be happening.
Tetsuya pushed harder, but his tires were fading. At Stavelot, he locked a brake, running wide onto the wet curb.
He's rattled. One mistake. I'll give him another.
The gap evaporated. Satoshi's dark car filled Tetsuya's mirrors. The crowd rose in disbelief.
5 years. I've been untouchable. He won't take this from me. He can't.
Raindrops from the earlier shower still glistened. A dry line formed, but the corners remained treacherous.
2/10 a lap. Sato, he's losing it. You can catch him.
I've waited 5 years. A few more corners won't kill me.
Lap 21. Down Kemmel Straight, Satoshi pulled alongside. Tetsuya veered left, forcing him onto the wet grass.
5 years ago, I smirked when he was banned. Now he's trying to bury me.
At Lake Home, Satoshi dived again. Tetsuya shut the door late, his rear tire brushing Satoshi's front wing.
He's driving like a cornered animal. Fear makes you predictable.
In the garage, Harada watched the screen. His face twisted with guilt. He had confessed, but the truth still festered. Rain began to fall again. Heavier now. The dry line vanished, and the track became a mirror.
Visibility 0, Sato. He's on the limit. Stay patient.
I can't shake him. Every move I make, he's still there.
The rain is my ally. I can sense his car twitching. He'll brake before I do.
Lap 25. The gap 0. The championship leader and the band Ghost, locked together like two gladiators in the rain. Laps 26 and 27 passed in a blur of spray. Satoshi hung inches from Tetsuya's gearbox, studying every twitch.
My tires are completely gone. I am just surviving. If he attacks now, I can't defend.
3 years hunting that engineer. I found him in a derelict warehouse, shivering. He gave me the recording on his knees.
The rain hammered harder. Umbrellas collapsed in the grandstands. Visibility fell to 100 meters.
We've already made history, Sato. Don't throw it away.
History isn't enough. I didn't crawl back for a footnote.
Lap 29. Going into the bus stop, Satoshi feinted right, then lunged left. Tetsuya covered desperately, doors slamming shut.
He closes the inside every time. Predictable. Next lap, I'll bait him wide.
Lap 30. The timing screen ticked over. Satoshi's breathing slowed, every muscle poised.
This is it. 5 years of pain, distilled into one corner. I will not miss.
Into the bus stop, Satoshi feinted left. Tetsuya covered desperately. Then Satoshi dived right, braking impossibly late. Side by side through the left-hander. Tetsuya's eyes bulged behind his visor as the dark car refused to yield.
He's through. Impossible. He's through.
The switchback was perfect. Satoshi's car rotated sharply, exiting the chicane with a burst of acceleration, leaving Tetsuya floundering. Within 3 laps, Satoshi lapped the champion. The crowd roared, a sound that shook the grandstands. Umbrellas waved. Strangers hugged. They were witnessing a legend reborn.
He's lapped him. Satoshi has lapped the world champion. I don't believe what I am seeing.
Lapped. By a backmarker. By a ghost. My career is over.
5 years I dreamed of this. To see his face in my mirrors broken.
The timing screen screamed P1 Satoshi. The ban may still stand, but on the track, the truth had already won. Lap 31. Satoshi's pace was relentless, his lead stretching by 2 seconds a lap. The car felt like an extension of his will.
I can't even see him anymore. He's just a blue dot on my dash. How did this happen?
Engineer Harada's voice is shaking on this recording. He's naming Tetsuya. This changes everything.
Satoshi's engineer radioed. 20 seconds ahead. The underdog garage was silent, then exploded in disbelieving cheers.
5 years ago, they stripped my trophy in Monaco. Today, I am taking something far bigger from him.
The gap grew to 40 seconds. Tetsuya was now a distant memory in the mist. The champion reduced to a footnote.
Sato, the car is perfect. Just bring it home. We've done the impossible.
I didn't come for the impossible. I came to make them remember my name and to bury his.
In the FIA office, the delegate stopped the recording. His hand hovered over a red button. He reached for his radio.
The truth is already on that recording. Now, the officials just need the courage to act.
Laps 36 through 40. Satoshi reeled in the stragglers, lapping car after car, his dark machine slicing through the field.
I pitted for fresh tires. Nothing changed. He's still half a minute ahead, laughing at me.
In a quiet corner of the garage, Harada wept. The weight of the fraud he'd helped orchestrate crushed him at last. The rain stopped. A pale sun broke through, casting long shadows on a drying track. A new race was unfolding.
45 seconds. Sato. I am looking at the timing screen, and I can't breathe. You are doing it.
Don't celebrate yet. The real victory hasn't been announced, but it will be.
The FIA delegate listened to the entire recording twice. His jaw set. He wrote something on his tablet with firm strokes.
The evidence is conclusive. Satoshi was framed. I must act.
Out on the circuit, Satoshi lapped the final straggler. Just a few laps remained. The car was singing.
The world will know the truth soon, but this alone was worth the wait.
3 laps to go. A warning light flickered on Satoshi's dash, engine temperature spiking.
A coolant leak. Not now. Not when I am this close.
He backed off the throttle, short shifting, nursing the wounded engine, while the gap slowly shrank.
We see the temp, Sato. Manage it. You've got a minute lead still.
Memories of his last F1 race, 5 years ago, flashed, the car dying, his career dying with it. But he pushed the fear aside. The final lap. The crowd was on its feet, a wall of noise. Satoshi guided the car with surgical precision. The checkered flag fell. Burst of sparkles in the dying rain. Satoshi had crossed the line. The underdog garage erupted. Luca buried his face in his hands, tears cutting through the grime.
A hollow victory. I won the race, but the world still calls me a cheat until that radio crackles. Until the ban is lifted. It's not over.
The cool-down lap. Satoshi waved to the crowd, but his ears waited for a crackle the world wasn't privy to.
The radio has been silent for too long. If they don't announce it now, I'll wait days.
Satoshi, this is FIA race control. Your Monaco ban is overturned. Your victory is restored.
It's real. They believed the recording. They believed me.
The announcement echoed on television broadcasts. Commentators gasped. The crowd, still roaring, surged louder. The ghost had become a legend.
I am done. They know it was me. The recording. It's over.
Tetsuya slammed his steering wheel, the crack echoing through his cockpit. His hands shook uncontrollably.
5 years of exile, of invisible chains. I am free.
Satoshi's fist rose inside the cockpit, a silent scream of victory as the car rolled back to the pits. In the mirror, Tetsuya's car crawled home, broken. The truth had finally caught up. The car rolled to a stop. Before Satoshi could unstrap, his crew swarmed the cockpit, tears and shouts mixing with the mist.
You did it. You are back, Satoshi. You are back.
Then the crowd parted. The FIA delegate approached, a tablet glowing in one hand, the original Monaco trophy in the other.
Satoshi, the FIA formally restores your Monaco victory. This belongs to you.
Satoshi lifted the trophy. A single beam of sun caught it. The crowd's roar was deafening. He was whole again. At the far end of the pit lane, Tetsuya's car stopped. He sat motionless, gloved hands still gripping the wheel. When he did move, he hurled his helmet at the wall and shoved a crew member away. Stewards immediately motioned him. Satoshi walked toward the podium, the Monaco trophy held in both hands, his scar catching the light.
I can't go up there. I can't face him. Not with that trophy.
5 years. I didn't just take back a trophy. I took back my life.
As the podium ceremony assembled, giant screens replayed the confession that had just changed history. The night before Monaco, 5 years ago, Harada. I planted it under Tetsuya's orders. The world saw the next image. A shadowy figure in Satoshi's garage. The sensor slipped into the fuel system. Harada's voice trembled. I have the proof. I'll confess. Anything to clear my conscience. After Satoshi was banned, Tetsuya rose unchecked. Championships, sponsors, the crown, all built on a lie. When the broadcast ended, the crowd's cheers for Satoshi turned to venom for Tetsuya. Tetsuya climbed the podium steps, pale, each step met with a storm of boos.
This is a nightmare. They'll never forget this.
The national anthem began. Satoshi stood tall, the original Monaco trophy gleaming beside him.
I don't need to say a word. This is louder than any engine.
The announcer's voice boomed. Winner of the Belgian Grand Prix, Satoshi. The crowd erupted, a tidal wave of cheers. He stepped onto the top step, the original Monaco trophy placed before him. He lifted it high, glistening in the pale sun.
This moment alone was worth the 5 years of silence.
Below him, Tetsuya stood frozen. Cap already removed, head bowed.
I can't even look up. They're all staring at me.
A reporter extended a microphone. Satoshi paused. The world held its breath. He turned his gaze from Tetsuya to the camera, the scar a sharp line on his jaw.
It took 5 years to find the truth. It took 44 laps to deliver it.
Tetsuya flinched as if struck. The crowd surged, a storm of deafening approval. Satoshi's smirk remained cold, the scar a badge of his ordeal. The podium ceremony dissolved into pandemonium. The crowd chanted his name, a roaring chorus that drowned the rain. Tetsuya slipped down the steps, his exit a silent retreat. No cameras followed him. Reporters swarmed Satoshi, microphones thrust toward him like spears.
I never stopped believing in the truth. That's what kept me alive. For 5 years, I held on to this moment. Now, it's real.
The FIA confirms an investigation into Tetsuya's conduct has been opened. His results will be reviewed.
Luca rushed to Satoshi, embracing him without words. Tears cut channels through the grime on his face.
We did it, Sato. We really did it.
Satoshi held the Monaco trophy as if it were made of glass, finally safe in his hands. The world watched, seeing not a cheat, but a champion reborn from the ashes of injustice. The circuit quieted as dusk settled. Satoshi walked alone through Parc Fermé, the Monaco trophy cradled in his arms.
5 years of silence. I lived under a name that wasn't mine. But not anymore.
A puddle mirrored the sky. He caught his reflection. The scar across his jaw sharpened the fading light.
This scar, it came from a world that tried to erase me. Now it's my proof I survived.
His phone buzzed. A short message from an old mechanic in Japan. You did it. Welcome back.
They remembered. Even in the exile, I wasn't completely alone.
A quiet smile broke his cold expression. The sky cleared. A pale blue emerging from the gray. He walked toward the pit lane where his car was being loaded. The engine that had nearly failed now silent. He paused at the pit exit, looking back at the track. The corners where he'd overtaken Tetsuya were just dark shapes now.
I left my ghosts on that asphalt. I am ready for what's next.
He turned from the pit exit and walked back along the darkening track, retracing the asphalt he had conquered. At the bus stop chicane, he stopped. The curbs where he'd passed Tetsuya glistened under the track lights.
This corner, I lured him here, broke him here. 5 years of planning, executed in 5 seconds.
He crouched, tracing the red and white paint with his fingers. A scar on the circuit, like the one on his jaw.
This is where I took back my life, right here.
He stood, and without a backward glance, walked toward the paddock where his team waited in tired silence. Luca saw him and simply nodded. No words were needed. They had already said everything. The last of the equipment was loaded. The car, now a legend, disappeared into the transporter. A few fans lingered by the gates. He signed autographs, his hand steady, eyes softer than they'd been in years.
The weight is gone. I can breathe again.
He climbed into the transporter, the Monaco trophy resting against his chest like a long-lost companion. Through the window, Spa's track lights glowed, a silent cathedral of speed. The trophy's golden surface reflected the dashboard glow, eyes that had seen too much.
5 years. I didn't just survive. I came back.
As the truck rumbled past the bus stop, he let the moment pass without turning. He didn't turn back. There was nothing there that could change what he had become. He closed his eyes, and the vibration of the engine became a lullaby. For the first time in years, he wasn't fighting. A faint smile touched his lips. The first genuine one in half a decade, and it belonged only to him. Outside, the sky over the Ardennes bled from orange to deep navy. The final pull of the sun a farewell gift. And on that empty, rain-washed circuit, the ghost of a broken champion had finally been laid to rest. Not in silence, but in the roar of truth. The night passed. Dawn broke over the Ardennes, painting the wet asphalt gold. The storm had finally surrendered. On the pit wall, the Monaco trophy stood alone, a silent sentinel. It had traveled through years of darkness to find its way home. No engines roared, no crowds chanted, only the whisper of wind over the empty grandstands.
They'll write about this day for years. But for me, it's already a memory, one I'll keep for the rest of my life.
Far away, the transporter rolled toward a new horizon, carrying a driver who had reclaimed his name. The FIA would release their full report. Tetsuya would face the consequences, but that was another story. This story was about a man who refused to be buried by a lie, who waited half a decade to speak, and then spoke with a race. He would race again, not for revenge, not for redemption, but because the track was where he belonged. And somewhere in Spa, the ghost of a champion had finally become a man again. The checkered flag had long since fallen. The engines were silent, but Satoshi's name would echo forever in the hills of the Ardennes.